Hello, my lovely duckies, and welcome to the Boneyard. And as always, I am your host, Caster. And today we're going to be showcasing Tim Worthington's awesome, legendary NES RGB mod. Ducky, this has been a long time coming, believe me. And we're also going to showcase how to change your LED bulb to something really cool. And also we're going to showcase the blinking light win. And believe me, it is a win. Now, before we get started in here, I do want to say a special thank you, because a little backstory here is the reason why it took me so long to do this mod is because, well, old Caster didn't have the right equipment to desolder the PPU. He tried his darndest. Oh, believe me. I know I can already hear you now. You're gonna give me 1,000 things. Did you try this? Did you try this? Did you try this? Yes. The answer to every one of your questions is yes. I tried to desolder the best I could, but apparently, I've heard people say they've used just good old solder and wick, and I almost want to call you a liar. Oh, but anyways, I cannot get it. I cannot get that thing off the motherboard for the life of me, and so I cried tears on Reddit, and an angel named Rob Duckies, he answered my prayers. So I want to thank Rob Duckies. He is a professional modder. He will install. He has his own website, which I will link in the description. Please go to his website. I will say that very professional, very good work, and excellent communication. So thank you, Rob. You've made this video possible, and you've made me very happy, because I am so happy with the results. That's really all I needed. So anyways, duckies, I can't show you how to desolder the PV. You're gonna have to find that on your own. The best thing I can tell you to do is get a cheap vacuum-powered desoldering pump, because that's really the only way you're going to get it off. But if you can find some other way, good for you, Ducky. So I'm sorry I can't help you with that, but for the rest of the mod, I can definitely help you with. So without further ado, Duckies, let's get right into the showcase, shall we? Let's go. All right, my lovely duckies, here we are in the workshop, and here we are. We have Tim Worthington's RGB board. Oh yeah, so we're gonna install this. Here it is, the legend. Oh yeah, so we're going to install it in our Metroid NES. We have everything ready to go. We have the Voltar style palette switch right here. That's where Voltar usually puts it, but yeah, we got it right there ready to go. And then we have the Nintendo multi-out ready to go. I'm gonna have to unscrew that, and I take that there so it could be easier to install. But yeah, we're ready to go, and we got all the guts already taken out. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and unscrew everything, and yeah, we're gonna have to unscrew that right there, pull that board out, because we're gonna be soldering onto that. And basically what we're gonna be doing is soldering from here onto there, into the corresponding pads there, and this is going to give us our RGB, and we're going to try to do stereo through here. It does come with a little like stereo jack that you can make a hole for, but we're not going to do that. We're going to use the onboard sound through here, and also we're going to install the palette switch onto here, and this is where that is right here. 1, 2, and 3 is the different positions, and then you have ground. And this is where you install the PPU. And yeah, so we'll. I'm not gonna do it live. I'm gonna do it like the Make Will mod, where I show you what I'm gonna do, then I do, and I jump cut, and then I come back when I've done it, and I kind of explain what I've done. Yeah, be a lot faster video. Okay, so anyways. We got everything we need, and so here is the motherboard that Rob sent us. Very, very nice work, by the way. I gotta hand it to Rob. Let me put this NES over here. Get that out of the way. All right. So now we have the board here with the PPU already taken out. Thank you, Rob. Thank you very much for that. And we've already put the PPU onto the socket here. And so the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to put the headers right in here. Just like that. We're going to put them in there like that. And then I'm going to kind of get the board situated where I want it and figure out how we're going to do this. We're going to have to do something with this capacitor because when I try to like get this on here, yeah, that capacitor is in the way. So we're going to have to desolder that, and we're going to have to kind of like lift it up and get to where we can bend it down. And I believe this one over here, we're going to have to bend that one down too because I believe that's in the way. Of course, I don't know, it may not be. Actually, yeah, it might not. Yeah, it might not be in the way. Yeah, so it's going to be just that one right here. We're going to have to get rid of. And I've already pushed these all down. So we should be good to go there. And that should be it. And then once I figure out how I'm going to get it, I'm going to go ahead and solder these. And then we'll go ahead and solder that. And then what you want to do is you want to get your PPU here. And you want to get it like right there. So what we're going to do is, I believe what we're going to do first is we're going to solder these on here. Actually, no, I guess what we're going to do is we're going to take the headers first, solder the headers onto here, and then we're going to have to solder the PPU on there. And then we'll take the whole thing and put it on there and get ready to solder it that way. So I think that's the way we're going to do it. And so this is my first time attempting to even do this, so yeah. And then what this does is, so now if you ever need to change the PPU, you can just pull this out of the socket here. So this is not soldered in here. But yeah, Ducky, this piece right here is probably, the PPU right here is probably the hardest part of the whole damn process to get it done. What I was having trouble with, let me pull these headers out so I can show you here. What I was having trouble with is this part right here, and I did not have the tools to complete this. So, you know, if you don't have the tools, hire a professional. Remember, I'm a hobbyist. So, so I'm very, very happy Tim reached out to me and helped me out here. But yeah, these ones right here are the ones that give everybody trouble. The reason they do is because you got this huge trace here, which acts like a heat sink. And so you just, I mean, it's hard to get that solder to come up and become liquid without damaging anything. So, and he did a really good job here. You can see right through them and everything fits right in. So he did a really great job. Another thing he told me about is this right here, this little trace on the bottom is broken on this capacitor right here. But the metal trace on top is fine, so it should be okay. We should be good to go. And also he was going to take out the voltage regulator and use the one that Tim includes. Here it is. Oh no, I dropped it. We're doing this live, Ducky. No takes, one take Willie. Okay, so this is the voltage regulator that comes with it. I'm not going to install this because, well, I'm going to listen to Voltar. Voltar has said that many times that the onboard stock voltage regulator is enough to handle the load. So I'm just going to go ahead and resolder this. He desoldered that for me, which thank you, Rob. That was very awesome of you. But I'm just going to go ahead and use this one because, yeah, I've heard that because, you know, Voltar said it, so and I trust him. So, and also awesome what Rob did was he also changed all the capacitors on here. So all these electrolyte capacitors are brand new, and even this big fat one here. So he you know, and this one's kind of a pain to get into, but he yeah, he did it all. So oh, Rob, oh man. So yeah, once again, go to Rob's website if you need some help getting something installed. Very professional. go check him out at his website. You know, link will be, obviously, like I said before, be in the description. And yeah, he's an expert in doing this. He's done, I believe, over 200, 250 of these. So he knows what he's doing. So if you do not have the skills to do it, get Rob to do it for you. He'll install your kit for you. And yeah. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get everything ready. And we're going to jump cut to when we have the board installed. And then we're going to go ahead and get ready to install the wires right after that. So, all right, duckies. See you then. All right, duckies, I lied. That's not the next step we're going to do. All right, this part is completely optional. What we're going to do is I'm going to change the LED light on here. So what I have here is this little diode. These are very, very cheap. I got I think like 20 or 50 of them for like $3 on eBay. And this is a 7-colored slow changing diode. So it's going to go through the entire rainbow and kind of do it like, you know, after like 2 seconds. So it's going to start out red and then it slowly changes to like, you know, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, all that. And then it cycles back to red. So it slow changes it. And I think it's like at least a 1 to 2 second delay. And it looks really cool. I have it on another NES and it looks really cool. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a pair of pliers and you're just going to pull the fat LED out. And yeah, there is a size difference in them, but it doesn't matter. This one's just really, really bright. So this one should just fit right in there. You can get it way up in there. So what you're going to do is you're going to figure out how much length that you need. And, but first you're going to desolder. And just desolder this real quick. Pull these out. And then you're going to put it positive, negative. And pretty much it's going to feed into it like that. So let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and do that for you real quick. We won't jump cut. So I'm going to take some of our solder paste. Or flux paste, I'm sorry. Take some of our flux paste. A little cold out here, so it's kind of thickened up a little bit on me. So I'm going to take some of this flux paste. There we go. And we're just going to dab a little on here. Don't need a whole lot. That's actually pretty good. What I like doing is I like putting some on my solder braid here. Of course, you can dip it in there. I guess on my fingers. Yeah, you kind of want to don't get this on your hands. It does irritate. So yeah, I do get this, like coating the braid on there also. And what this does is it, you know, bonds the solder to the metal. So we're just going to go ahead and desolder that real quick. So we're going to put that on there. And whoop. Also, don't breathe in those fumes. And there you go. And as you can see, also have a well ventilated area out here in fan. So look at, sucked all that solder right up. Look at that. And it's a little loose, but you could probably just, yeah, it's really, really loose. Okay, it's like hanging on there, but okay, there we go. We got it out. All right, so there you go. And then of course, you're always going to clean that off of there. Let's see here. Where's my handy dandy toothbrush and my alcohol? And we're going to clean that. Now it's kind of like a no clean, but I don't trust it. I still want to clean it off. Because yeah, you want to clean this flux paste off. And that should be good. There we go. And it's already dry. All right, so then we're going to take our leads here, and you want to follow the icon here, which shows the flow from positive to negative. And then we're going to put them in there. So the long lead will be there, but the positive lead is the longer lead. So we're going to go ahead and just insert it like there. But I guess, well, let's see here. Yeah, you're gonna... No? Alright, we're gonna figure out how to do this online. Alright, so we're gonna... See, maybe if I do it this way. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we got it in there. Alright. So then we're gonna, yep, just solder it in there. So now we got our LED all the way in there. Yep, it's all the way, as you can see, it's all the way in there, and it's real small, so it fits right in there. All right, then we're just gonna, you really don't need any, if you got like rosin core, like this stuff is rosin core solder, you really don't need any flux. I mean, you could, but you really don't need it. You can just, there we go. And there we go. Make sure that's on there good. All right. And that's all you need to do, ducky. So, all right. And then we just cut the leads off, and you're fine. And there. Now we have a brand new LED on there that changes colors for us, so it's gonna look really, really cool. All right, ducky. So the next time we come back, we're gonna have that ready for you, the motherboard. All right, ducky. See you in a second. All right, duckies, and here we are. We got the board installed. So what we did was we put the headers at the bottom here, and then we situated how we're going to get it, and then we soldered the headers to the top here, and then once we had that soldered, pulled the whole thing out, and then flipped it over on the bottom, and then soldered the socketed PPU right here. So we got that on there. And then what I did was, once we headed up to where we were going to get it, go on the back here and just solder the headers to the board there where they're supposed to be. And we did all that right here. So we got it installed. There we go. And we went ahead and got these already prepped for the pallet switch. And then we got our audio. We're going to do our on audio. So pin 1 and pin 2, follow them, and then they correspond to A and B, pin 1 and pin 2. And then since we're using the regular voltage regulator, I went ahead and soldered that back in. And then because we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and we gotta go ahead and bridge J5 and then bridge J3. All right, so next step should go ahead and we're going to go ahead and start getting this all wired up, and we're going to get it hooked up to the to our AV multi-out, and we should be almost ready. And then we're going to try to get the pallet switch too. So we'll be back in a minute, duckies. All right, duckies, we're back here and we got everything wired up. All right, so as you can see, we just got everything nice and wired. And this right here is the audio. It's mono going out to both the left and right speaker. So it's going to give us a kind of a fake stereo. So it's just mono split into doubles. But yeah, you're going to take what I would do, and this is what I did. Okay. Take your AV multi out and go ahead and wire everything to it. Get everything where it's going to be. So you have red, green, C-Sync, blue, ground, the other ground, chroma and luma, composite video, your 5 amp, and then you have your left and right audio right there. So you're going to go ahead and wire all these together. And then, of course, I had to cut that a little bit there to get that in there. So then once you do that, then you're going to make sure you know where you started. So I knew that, like, over here, this brown corresponded over here. And so then just put them where they go on the board here. So, you know, you have your You can see under your ground and blue, red, green. It's not color coded to what it is, so it's like, you know, I think it's like blue is yellow. So, but anyways, you're gonna go ahead and just put it to the corresponding one, and then yeah, you're pretty much done at this point, you know. We haven't got the palette switch, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna no, right here it is. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and get these soldered up, and you're gonna bridge 3 and ground, and that is the palette switch. That is what is that is like the default one right there. So even if you do not want the palette switch installed, this is how you would wire that, because what it is the NES, of course, obviously doesn't have a RGB signal, so this board is creating a brand new palette for the NES to interpret, and so it has to have something selected. Because what I do is I just had 1, 2, 3 and ground ready to go, and when I turned it on to test it, I just got a gray screen, and that was because I didn't have any palettes selected. It basically didn't know how to interpret the signal. So yeah, so you could actually just leave it right here and be done with it. So all I have to do is just wire the palette switch to these corresponding 1, 2, and 3, and then that's really all I have to do. So I'm actually ready to go ahead and close this up, and yeah, we're ready to go. Now I do have the blinking light win, and I do suggest that if you're going to do this, go ahead and get the money and get the blinking light win. For those who do not know what the blinking light win, it is a tray replacement. So it gets rid of that terrible 72-pin connector, and you slide down the tray like this, and there, and it's kind of like how a Super Nintendo, it's or Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis, where it just put you just slide it right in. So it keeps it nice and level, and so these pins will never bend. And it basically, it's like the last thing you'll ever need, and it makes your Nintendo work every single time. No bending of the pins, and this thing does have a vice grip on it, so you know it will loosen up after you know a time. It will loosen it up, but believe me, when you first take it out, it's going to be like an iron death grip on your cartridges. But yeah, so we're pretty much ready to go. And also, the blinking light win, it also bypasses the region lock. So yeah, so this basically makes your NES region free, which is really, really awesome. And this will stop the blinking light, and it will pretty much come on every single time, because it will make a great connection. So yeah, that really all we have to do is just go ahead and get the palette switch and put this bad boy back together, and we're pretty much done. There is one problem I do want to mention. When I did, when I plugged this up, I finally got the palette switch and everything correct. The game on the screen looked amazing. And I used Ninja Gaiden and Legend of Zelda and Castlevania 3 and I think Dragon Warrior. And I popped each one of those in and just, tested them, see how they look. And they actually look really amazing. The colors are really crisp, and we'll do well, I'll show you here in a minute after I get everything put back together. But yeah, the colors look amazing. Everything is nice and crisp and sharp. But there is some visual noise in the background, and I did not understand what was happening with that. So I thought maybe it was my wiring, but no, my wiring is good. I also thought maybe it was we're using a Hyperkin HD cable for the SNES, GameCube, and Nintendo 64. Yes, it is a cheap wire. I do know this. But we do want to get something called the Rad 2X, which is a much better upscaler, but it's quite expensive. It's way up there in price. It's like $90, I think. And so we'll get that. But I was thinking, well, surely it's not the cable, because at least my Genesis pound cable lasted a little bit before it went crap. So and I've heard actually, that the Hyperkin HD cables are somewhat decent. They are cheap, but they are somewhat decent. You won't get the best video quality, but you know. So I thought it might have been that. Well, I went to Reddit and I asked if around a little bit, and a guy messaged me and said that he had a very similar problem with the visual noise on his screen, and with his twin Famicom. So I imagine that he was doing the RGB mod for that also. So what he suggested is that we actually get a better power supply. I do actually have an aftermarket power supply for my NES. I didn't think that would matter. So I guess we're going to have to try to get an OEM original part for that. So if that is the actual case, and that is the reason for the visual audio or the visual noise, then I guess I'm done. I'm going to have to just go ahead and wrap it up, and that's the only thing I need to do is just get a better power supply. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump to when everything is put together, duckies, and I'll see you soon. Alright, my lovely duckies, and here we are with the finished product. And doesn't it look glorious? Oh yeah. And here's a controller from our painting an NES controller video. If you want to see how to do that, go ahead and check that video out. If you want to see how to do the NES here, just follow the same steps for the controller. It's the same thing. Yeah. So if you want to work out these buttons and overlay and everything, go check out that video. Oh yeah. I absolutely love this controller. It looks so damn good. Alright, but anyways. So here it is. Here's the finished product. The NES RGB mod. Oh yes. Look at that. The blinking light went and the connector here, and we're going to talk all about that in a second. First off, I do want to mention a couple things real quick. First off, a little bit of inaccuracies in the previous segments. I mentioned that Rob had done about 250 of these mods. Actually, it's more like 100 to 120. So yeah, I kind of exaggerated that number a little bit. I went back and looked at the footage while I was editing all this, and yeah, I realized I don't know where the hell I got that number, but yeah. So, and then also the Rad 2X is not around. It's not about $90. I was getting that confused with another cable. And yeah, so it's more around $65, maybe in the $70 range, but it's not that high. So yeah, so forgive me for those in discrepancies here. But anywho, also an update. I went and got an original power supply off eBay. Not the aftermarket one I was using. The aftermarket one I got was one of those ones that had like the two plugs in it for like a Super Nintendo and the NES, so you could use both of them. Well, apparently that wasn't cutting it. So yes, you need a good power supply. So I went and got the original power supply off eBay. Plugged it up and it worked perfectly. So that was the problem, was I guess it wasn't getting enough power or proper power. But yeah, so you don't want to go cheap on your power supply. Anywho, so let's get into it, shall we? After all that, so first off, we got our switch here, our palette switch, and yeah, if you want to know how to do that, yeah, this is probably the best way to do it. And you want to do like a guide hole, and drill that first, and then you want to okay. There's a I thought that was like a piece of chip paint there, but no, it's just a natural little divot there in the plastic that's supposed to be there. But yeah, it just I yeah, I was like, oh, it just looked like the chip was playing. Chip was looked like the paint was chipped. Yeah, so I'm so excited I can't get it out. Anywho, so yeah, you might want to start a little like a guide hole, and then get it a little bit then go all the way with a bigger drill bit. And go small first, and then that way you can figure out what you need. And then this will be I will say this will be kind of hard to screw through the first time, because you're threading the plastic, but then once you thread it, it's going to be super easy. But honestly, this is not even necessary. If you don't want to if you just don't want to even mess with this, you don't have to. Just bridge the ground and the 3 on the board, and then you're done. You don't have to do anything else to it. But if you want to be like me, that's what you need to do for here. We also have as you can see, I'm pressing down. We have the blinking light when installed. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. And I even put the sticker on there. Keep calm and don't press down. Alrighty. Now, on the back here, another thing I wanted to talk about, and I put the little blinking light when sticker there. I wanted to put it somewhere, but I thought it would look tacky on the front, so I just put it on the back, like, hey, it's included in there. Now, oh yeah, and I haven't completely shut this down, so because I was still kind of fiddling with stuff in it, but yeah, but it's pretty much complete. I just haven't put the screws in there yet. If you want to do this right here, because the kit cut does come with an S-Video port if you want to mess with S-Video, but it's so much easier to have this kind of port because there's different solutions for like the NES or the Super NES and the 64 and the GameCube, and those solutions you can use for this. This particular one I got off eBay, which has this style here. And then it's held secure in with these screws. And I went for these brass ones because I figured they would look nicer than just regular plain old steel screws. So give it some class. There are different kinds you can get where you can just have this white piece in, and you don't have to have any of this. I was actually thinking about cutting this off, but it just seemed like it was too much trouble. And this was actually 3D printed, and you can find them on the internet. You can find them on eBay. Different people who actually have 3D printed these ports here. And the best way to install this is to draw what you need, like the area that you need, and then then kind of put. What I did was I drilled like tiny holes all the way through until I had a square. And then I punched it out, and then I just kept trying to like fit it in there, and then I would take like a nail file, or like one of those big old nail files things, or not nail file, like little iron files, and I would just shave it down, and then check it every time you do it and make sure you can fit it in there. And once you can kind of fit it in there and squeeze it in tight, you got it. And then when I got it in there, I made drill holes for these, and then I just eventually just get these on with the screw and a bolt, and I think this actually look pretty good. I'd rather get it. I would have rather had it to where it just has this part right here, but I mean you do what you can do, I guess. But that's the way I did it. There are probably better ways to do it, but yeah. But I think it looks pretty good the way it is. And I mean, honestly, you're never going to see it because it's going to be, like that. This is what you're going to see. So if you ever have to turn it around, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be out of the way what I'm saying. So then I got the vinyl stickers on here, and yeah. So I think it looks really good with the paint job and everything. So we got a nice Metroid RGB thing here, and I will say the RGB is absolutely amazing. The sprites are absolutely crisp. The colors look really good. I actually like the improved setting on here for the palette, rather than the default palette for the games. But that's just me. That's just me. You can do whatever you want. If you just want the original palette and don't care about switching all that's fine. I can totally understand that. But I figured, go big and go home. So, anyways, duckies, I am super, super happy about this. And this is all made possible by Rob. Again, Rob, thank you so much for helping me out. If you need anything done, seriously, give Rob a shout on his email, which I'll have a link in the description. He from what I've seen, I've only interacted with him with this with desoldering the PPU on here. But from what I've seen, his work is really damn good. So I would go ahead if you want to get this done for yourself, not the paint job, of course, but just the RGB mod. And you're not, you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, or you just don't have the skills to do it. Contact Rob, and you can find out how much he charges and all that. So you'll get good quality work, is what I'm trying to say. So, anyways, duckies, yeah, I am just super ecstatic for this mod. I mean, it is absolutely wonderful, especially since the HDMI version of this mod, which it doesn't output. It's the same exact mod in a sense that it, instead of outputting RGB, it'll output HDMI, and it looks and that looks much better. Plus, it'll have an HDMI port on the back, and but unfortunately, the guys who do that, they pretty much stopped doing it. Not officially, but for all intents and purposes, the RGB kit mod is pretty much the way you're going to go if you want to get better video quality out of your NES. Now, the cables I am using, I've said before, I'm using the Hyperkin cables. They're actually pretty good. I will say, I don't know how long they're going to last, but I will say they're actually pretty good for what I need right now. But I do intend to actually upgrade to the Rad2X, a little bit more expensive, a little more better cable. So, anyways, duckies, I want to thank you for being here with me, watching this video, and I hope this helped you in any way possible. And I just, I love every single one of you duckies. Some upcoming projects. I'm planning on actually modding a Game Boy Color. We're gonna go ahead and try to put a new screen on here, or we're gonna put the IPS backlight screen on here, or the screen replacement. I'm sorry, the LCD replacement from Funny Playing. We're gonna put that on here and make this look awesome. By the way, I have Pokemon Blue in here, very very old and worn out Pokemon Blue. But yeah, we're gonna be doing that pretty soon. Also, upcoming real soon is we're gonna be doing the RetroKai's Magic Screen LCD replacement. Not necessarily on this Game Gear, but we will be doing that one. And yeah, so I'm going to leave you duckies with some footage of me playing a selection of NES games. As you know, my broke ass don't have anything like a capture card, so it's gonna be pretty much me pointing the camera at a TV screen. But yeah, just so it might not get the actual representation of it right, but just look at like the sharpness and crispness of the sprites. Even though because it's on the camera here, it might not get the actual video quality down right. So, but anyways, duckies, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching my videos. And remember, stay safe and be good to each other.